Broken crayons, still colors.
Yes, sir. Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Training camp has ended. The song you just heard is called Self Hate off of a Broken Crayon, Still Colors on every streaming platform except Spotify right now. If you got Apple Music, go ahead, tap in. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm talking about on that. But training camp concluded today. Training camp is over, and at the end of the day, it's a few surprises. It's been a few surprises. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the building. I see my guy, King Diego, in the building. You know what I'm saying? Super Young Poet, I see you in the building. We 130 strong real quick. Eagles Drew, I see you. I see you. Maverick, what up, Maverick? I see you. Oh, it must be getting close to that time. I see Maverick popping out. Yes, sir, it's getting close to that time. So let me pull up some things that was interesting from training camp today. It's a bunch of interesting developments. A bunch of interesting developments all across the board. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of interesting developments. Let's start with the guys that did not practice today. That's always interesting to me. You know what I mean? The guys that did not practice today, let's start with that. Will not practice or did not practice today. 820, A.J. Brown, hamstring. Tariq Castro Fields, hamstring. Lewis Sign, groin. Landon Dickerson, knee. Mailata, concussion. Tanner McKee, finger. Makuba, hamstring. Kelee Ringo, quad. Smitty, groin. Uche, groin. Johnny Wilson, knee, ankle. A lot of these injuries are maintenance injuries, I guess. If you want to talk about guys like AJ, I think AJ Brown is going to play week one. I've changed my tune on that. You know what I mean? I think AJ is going to play week one simply because he's running around in practice and stuff like that. I think he's going to play. Smitty, I think, is going to play. I actually think Landon Dickerson, Jordan Mailata, I think all of these guys are going to play week one. The one that's surprising to me is the Kelee Ringo, because I didn't know that Kelee Ringo was even dealing with an injury. They didn't talk about it yesterday. Maybe he gutted it out through practice. And, whatever the case may be with that. They didn't talk about it. So initially when it went out that Kelee Ringo didn't have his helmet, everybody was thinking, oh, trade. You know what I mean? So in Kelee's defense, it's probably not a trade. It's more than likely a situation to where he just is hurt. You know what I mean? It could be that, man. I hate to speculate and say stuff like, well, Kelee Ringo ain't practiced because we about to trade him. I don't think that's the case, man. We don't know, so I'm not going to throw that narrative out there, man. Jalen Hurts' numbers on the day, man. He was 14 of 15, 4 touchdowns, no interception, and Elliott Shore-Parks gave him an A+ grade. You know what I mean? Elliott Shore-Parks still, in my opinion, is an immense hater of Jalen Hurts. But let's hear what he got to say. We've been reading his notes all camp. We're not going to stop with it today. Jalen Hurts training camp. Talk about ending camp with a bang. Jalen Hurts was outstanding on Wednesday, ending the 2025 camp with maybe his best day of camp overall, throwing 4 touchdowns and not putting the ball in harm's way a single time. Hurts had a few impressive throws. Hurts had a touchdown at Aniyah Smith with Nolan Smith in his face, getting the ball around Smith with some zip on it for the touchdown. He had another nice touchdown throw to Calcaterra, lofting it with perfect placement where only Calcaterra could get it. His best throw of the day wasn't even a touchdown. At the beginning of practice, he put a ball over the middle of the field to Darius Cooper, giving it enough height where only Cooper could get it. And the undrafted free agent wide receiver went up and got it. What made Hurts' day even more impressive is he did this all without A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, Landon Dickerson, Saquon, and Goddard had minimum reps. So he gave Jalen Hurts his props. Gave him some props today, man. I want to hear what he got to say.
Just ended day 18, and what's going on, everybody? Final day of training camp just ended, day 18, and for a camp that was not a great camp. The offense I didn't think was great throughout camp. They had injuries. Just not a great camp for the Eagles. They ended it with a bang. Jalen Hurts had probably his best day of training camp today. 4 touchdowns, 14 out of 15 throwing the ball. And he did exactly what everyone has kind of asked him to do. Fair or not, the expectation for Jalen is when all these great players aren't there, AJ, Saquon, Devontae, when the line isn't there? Can he still make the offense go? Can he still get the team, down the field and score? And in the last few days of camp, when he hasn't had those guys, he hasn't been able to do it. I thought his accuracy wasn't great, and the offense hasn't moved. But today, without AJ, without Devontae, without much of Saquon, without Dallas Goedert, he was outstanding. He had a beautiful touchdown throw to Calcaterra, a really nice throw to Anaya Smith for a touchdown, a great throw to Darius.
I don't want to hear it. Why is it that the expectation for Jalen Hurts is to do it when he don't got his supporting cast around him? Like, we got guys that's running around here doing that. There's nobody else doing that. So why does Jalen Hurts have to be that guy to do it when nobody else is? You know what I mean? Why do Jalen Hurts have to? Why is that what Jalen Hurts has to do? He has to be the guy to come out here and carry the team come on, bro. When we're religiously hearing excuses being made of other guys that they need more help, Jalen Hurts got to show you he can do it without the help. It just don't make sense to me, bro. I'm not trying to hear none of that from Elliott Short-Parks, man. I'm really not. Darius Cooper, man, Darius Cooper made this roster, bro. Darius Cooper made this roster. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I want to see what Lee Gowden was saying about him. Darius Cooper definitely made this roster at this point. And we can't even debate it, man. We can't even debate it. They got to figure something out, man. They got to figure something out. Because at this point in time, it just makes sense, man, to give the best guy the opportunities, man. It's only right. You know what I mean? It's only right. It only makes sense to give the best guy the opportunities. So let's look at a little bit of what Brandon Lee Gowton was saying, man. He talking about the Phillies here. This is the picture we just saw with Jalen Hurts and the youth. Moro Jomo, he dominated the day. Kenyon Green, I'm not sure where he stands. He was involved in a trade with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I'm not sure. Jalen Hurts finished camp strong. Everybody's saying the same thing. Was sharp on a lot of his touchdown throws. Jahan Dotson hasn't had a bad offseason by any means. But honestly, Darius Cooper has been the Eagles' third best wide receiver, only behind AJ and Devontae Smith. That's what Brandon Lee Gowton has to say. And, Darius Cooper got to make this. Jalen Hurts to Darius Cooper on a quick out. You know what I mean? Everybody talking about Darius Cooper. Darius Cooper made a leap and catch in traffic. Adoree Jackson first up with team drills. Well, that was definitely going to be the case because Kelee Ringo wasn't practicing today. Jahad Campbell did get first team reps today with Zack Baun. I think that's what we're starting to gel our guys who are going to be side by side and more together. Darius Cooper is making leaping one-handed catches and wide receiver. It's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous at this point. It is ridiculous at this point. And our guy made the top 100 list. Our guy has made the top 100 list, man. Let's see what Bleeding Green Nation is talking about in terms of the best Eagles camp surprises so far. What are the best Eagles camp surprises so far? My guy Spill the Milk, thank you for the super chat. Not worried about Drew injury. Was able to get a rep in before stopping for the day. We don't need Simmons. I got some other stuff. I'm not rocking with ESP at all. You already know. I got some other things to talk about the safety position in a minute. We're going to get to it. We definitely going to get to it. But I'm okay with Andrew Mukuba, man. I'm cool with Andrew Mukuba. I don't want that to be misconstrued, or I don't want that to be a bad narrative that I don't think the guy could play. I'm perfectly fine with Andrew Mukuba, man. I'm perfectly fine with Andrew Mukuba. My issue is, and my issue has always been, that I think you need a little more experience there. That's it, man. I just think you need a little more experience there, man. Eagles news. Darius Cooper among biggest training camp surprises. We already knew that, man. This article is basically just talking about, Darius Cooper, cornerback 2 still not being settled. It's still not being settled. And if Darius Cooper is one of the biggest surprises, then Kelee Ringo got to be one of the biggest letdowns, because everybody thought, without a shadow of a doubt, that Kelee Ringo was going to be the guy to come out here and just take this position by the horns. He was going to be the guy to come out here and just absolutely take this position by the horns. And then you see guys like Darius Cooper on the sideline late in practice during a developmental period. Most undrafted free agents would be participating in the developmental portion But Cooper has clearly graduated that already. He's on the sideline talking to Jalen Hurts. Don't even know if he made the roster. He's talking to QB1. And that led to him having a fantastic practice the following day. Like, champions do champion stuff, man. Champions do champion stuff, man. And that's the only way that I could even describe it, man. Zack Baun made the top 100. You know what I mean? Zack Baun definitely made the top 100 list, and we all know that that's well earned. You know what I mean? You see the guys talking about Zack Baun coming in at 26. Hold on, let me play it real quick. Zack Baun coming in at 26 real quick. Top 100 list. Best defender by a long shot, in my opinion. By a long shot, in my opinion, in the NFC East. Zack Baun would be that guy. You know what I mean? A lot of people might not like that. They might not like that. But I like this top 100 segment right here from Zack Baun because he's getting a lot of praise from former players. You know what I'm saying? He's getting a lot of praise from guys that he played with, man. Coming up on this list at 26 is major, man. That's real deal Holyfield right there, because at the end of the day, you still got Jalen. You still got Saquon. You got a lot of guys that still is going to make the top 10. Lane Johnson, I don't think his number was called yet. Lane Johnson is going to make the top 100. And, you know, nobody deserves this recognition more than Zack Baun, bro. Nobody deserves the recognition more than Zack Baun. Our greatest offseason acquisition, bro. Our greatest offseason acquisition, Zack Baun for sure. Zack Baun for sure. Our greatest offseason acquisition. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day going to end, and it's going to end with an Eagles win. Our greatest offseason acquisition, man. You know what I mean? And I'm proud for guys like that, man. I'm proud for guys like that. But this is what we deal with, man. This is what we deal with right here, man. This is what we deal with. Commanders fans on the timeline. He said y'all cooked. That's what he said. This is what he said. They see this picture and they say y'all cooked. No football context behind. We cooked because you like his grill? We cooked because he smiled at you? Y'all boys cooked because another man smiled at you and you got that excited? And we cooked. I can't wait for the season to start, man. I can't wait for the season to start. I cannot wait for the season to start, man. You know what I mean? But, you know, CB2 is still a concern. CB2 is still a concern. Still a concern. And it's not going to be a concern. I mean, it's not going to be it's going to be a valid concern until we see something different. I think it's Jaquarian Bennett's job. You know what I mean? I do think it's Jaquarian Bennett's job, but also at the other time, you know what I mean? I will say at the same time, he's not getting the reps. He's not getting the reps because he's not acclimated in what's going on. The Patriots are open to trading safety Kyle Duggar. His role's been reduced this summer, and this one got me excited. This one got me excited. His role has been reduced this summer. The Patriots are interested in trading him. I think this is a better fit for the Philadelphia Eagles than Justin Simmons. You know what I mean? I think that this is a better fit for the Philadelphia Eagles than Justin Simmons. A better fit. When you look at Kyle Duggar's tape, Kyle Duggar is one of those guys that reminds me exactly of C.J. Gardner-Johnson, the way he approaches the game. I still believe a trade is happening somewhere, somehow, some shape, some form. I don't know where. But Kyle Duggar ensures you have a top 3 defense again. That's how good Kyle Duggar is. That's how good he is in his role, and a guy that plays the game like C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You know what I'm saying? That's how good he is in his role. and approaching the game like a CJ Gardner-Johnson does. Flying downhill, making tackles, you know what I mean? Playing really, really well against the line of scrimmage. And at the end of the day, not being as much of a wild card as CJ Gardner-Johnson was at times. Not being as much as a liability in terms of controversy on the field. Once you have that reputation, then they're going to referee you a certain way. Now, CJ, a lot of this stuff wasn't his fault, but he had the perception and the reputation. You know what I mean? And they're going to referee him that way. So I like this, man. If we're able to make this happen, man, I'm cool with it, bro. I'm cool with it. All the way able to make this happen, bro. If we're able to somehow weasel our way into this one, I would like it. Jalen Ends was smiling, being down the dub. Now we cooked because he did it again. These fans on him hospital drug. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't get it, man. I get it. I get it. They haven't had much success. They haven't had much success in terms of just being a franchise the last 33 years. It's not been that much success. We did just sign a linebacker today, and we cut somebody else. But I understand what the Commanders are going through. I understand exactly what the Commanders are going through. You know what I mean? I really do, man. Being good when it just come out of nowhere, the way it come out of nowhere, it kind of slap you on the face, and you don't know how to handle it. Which is why you see Commanders content creators screaming at the top of their lungs for preseason. They was doing live streams for. There's nothing wrong with doing a live stream for a preseason game, but they was like hype, like it was like they was advancing to the next round off of that one drive. You know what I mean? But I get it though. I get it though, man. I ain't trying to hate. I get it though. Did y'all see this? Though I know this is not football related. Did y'all see this announcement right here? Jake Paul, Javonte Davis, man. I don't know what to make of this one, man, but at the end of the day, man, Tank got to knock Buddy out. I know it's a crazy weight difference. I know, but I feel like Tank got to sleep him, bro. Tank just got to sleep him. Somebody got to do it. I think Tank got the power to put him down, but somebody got to do it. Let's look at this trade that the Eagles just did. Let's see if we can get some footage on this guy. Eagles. Let's see if we can get some footage on this guy. You see our guy, Zack Baun, 26. Roster moves. Here we go. We've signed linebacker Chance Campbell and released wide receiver Giles Jackson. We deep at wide receiver. We deep at wide receiver for sure. So I kind of understood that was happening. You know what I mean? I kind of understood that was happening. A wide receiver was going to get let go. But let's see what linebacker Chance Campbell got in store. And it's a weird. I'm not going to say it's weird, but you can never have too many linebackers. I want to see what Chance Campbell got. Eagles have signed linebacker Chance Campbell. Ooh. One of them blitzing guys. This could be our Oren Burke situation. This could be our Oren Burke situation. This could be our Oren Burke situation. Let's see. This could be our Oren Burke situation. Came over from Tennessee. I'm trying to find a little more information about him. Week 2, great. Yeah, I'm trying to find some more information about him. But he looks like a blitzing, one of those blitzing corners. You know what I mean? He looks like one of those blitzing corners. Let's read up a little bit about this one real quick. Let's read up a little bit about this one. Let's make sure that we are informed in what's going on. Make sure we are informed of what's going on. Make sure we keeping up with the facts. You know what I mean? We're going to get it straight from the horse's mouth. Make sure we keeping up with the facts. Chance Campbell. And the corresponding move that the team cut Giles Jackson in, Campbell 25 was drafted by the Titans in the 6th round of the 2022 draft out of Ole Miss. He was in his second year of a 4-year, $3.8 million rookie contract when the Titans waived him coming out of preseason. He was re-signed to the practice squad and has bounced on and off of the active roster while dealing with injuries. Campbell missed the 2024 season with a torn ACL, so he's a guy looking for a bounce-back scenario. So it remains to be seen if he can make the roster here with the Philadelphia Eagles. Definitely leaning more towards him being a special teams guy if he does make the roster, but we're gonna see. He is special teams ace. Diego said he is special teams ace. You know what I mean? And that's what we need. We need special teams. It's time to now start getting the defining pieces. Starting to get the defining pieces. You know what I mean? Let's get the defining pieces. Let's tighten up our areas of responsibility in terms of guys that know they're going to start. And let's put our mark on this season. You know what I mean? Let's put our mark on this season. Let's be great. I'm glad that Jalen Hurts was able to come out there and practice today and to show that he could throw the ball to whoever's lining up out there. He can give wide receivers a chance. Because one thing I hate about training camp and preseason is when a bad backup quarterback get the most of the reps, it doesn't highlight the skill set of the wide receivers that's trying to make rosters or trying to put out good film and be noticed. It don't. It does not highlight the skill set. Now, Tanner McKee is the reason why Darius Cooper looks good. Tanner McKee is the reason why Darius Cooper looks good because he's able to throw him a decent ball. He's able to throw him open. He's able to throw the ball like a starter. Joe Milton over there in Dallas probably going to get a couple wide receivers cut. That's just how the game go, man. That's just how the game go. This guy, Chance, could be a Kelee. Chance Campbell could be a Kelee Ringo special teams replacement. And that's a good point, man. I'm not going to act like I said that. That's a good point. He could be a Kelee Ringo special teams replacement. He could be. Howie Roseman ain't done, man. Howie Roseman is not done at all. Not done at all. Not done at all. And the moves signify it. The way that guys are being waived and picked up, it signifies it. You need a CB too. Adoree Jackson was getting cooked today. Kelee Ringo has been getting cooked all camp. When are we going to step up and do something about the position? What are we going to do? When are we going to step up and do something about the position? Kelee Ringo not being out there for the final day? That's telling to me, bro. He might be hurt. I'm not going to say he is hurt. I'm not going to run with no narrative. LB, DTR and the rookies played like trash. DTR is trash. He is trash. DTR is trash. He will not be making the roster. I want Kyle Duggar. That's a fact. I want Kyle Duggar. You know what I mean? I want Kyle Duggar. I want Kyle Duggar. If you go get me a safety like Kyle Duggar, then I'll be okay with CB2 knowing we got Jaquarian and Bennett. Adoree might be having to back Jaquarian and Bennett up. You still got Quinyon Mitchell. But if you trade for Kyle Duggar and if you sign Gilmore it's fixed. We have no more holes, bro. Plug these holes, man. We tried these guys out in camp, man. They can't cut it. They can't hack it. Signing Adoree Jackson in the offseason over Gilmore is ridiculous anyway. Who would even do that? If you had an option between which two guys, who would do that? I mean, who would do that? Like, in all honesty, man, if you are able to if you are able to, you know what I'm saying, grab you a veteran like Gilmore, and your options are Gilmore and Adoree Jackson, you won. Like, who would even okay that? That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. So I'm just a little disappointed in the handling of the CB2 position for real, for real. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because I already knew. Everybody like, no, we riding with Kelee, we doing this. Why? Because y'all like his name? What was so alluring about, like, I'm gonna talk to Eagles fans for a minute. What was so alluring about backing Kelee Ringo up the way that we backed him up? What was it? Because he was because of the Georgia thing? What was it? What was it? Because I want to know now. I want to know. I want to know. Because I'll tell you what I've been saying about Kelee Ringo. I've been pretty consistent. I've been pretty consistent as of late. I've been pretty consistent as of late. Pretty consistent. At one point, I thought Kelee Ringo was the second best Bulldog. At one point, October 31st, 2023, I said I'm absolutely putting, let me put it on the screen. Let me put this on the screen. We can start from the beginning. January 15, 2024. Bradbury can't cover, can't tackle. What can this dude do? Play Ringo. Bradbury wasn't cutting it. October, this is before then, I said I'm absolutely putting Ringo in the package for Jalen Johnson. August 15th, Ringo might be a stud out in the outside. You know what I mean? This is my timeline. My timeline. Then I was intrigued about footage I'm hearing about Ringo. I was intrigued. January 7, 2024. I like Ringo more and more. I like him more and more. Kelee Ringo is the second best Georgia player. This is the things that I said. The things that I said. Then it gets to May 27th for this year. Eagles OTAs have officially begun. Which player are you most looking for seeing for? Which player are you looking to see the most out of? I said Ringo. A lot rides on Ringo. A lot rides on Ringo. It don't take me long to understand that there's an issue. It just don't take me long to understand that there's an issue. If Adoree Jackson is getting first team reps over Ringo and Makuba is banged up, logistically, what should happen? We should wait and see? No. We shouldn't wait and see. August 1st, I'm coming to grips with reality more than a lot of people. August 1st, this is when the most people, I had a lot of backlash on this one. Ringo been getting put through 7 stages of hell through camp. This guy named Quintanamo Bay, who got the name from me, going to say, I'm not sure if you're engagement farming, but a lot of your content seems to be overreaction. These guys who don't understand that when you see a problem, you address a problem. You got your nickname, you got your handle from something that I said. Then I asked a simple question. Is he having a good camp? Here go Hassan Mahdi. August 1st. I want to know if he still got the same energy. No, bro, we riding with Ringo. I said, Roger. I'm not going to go back and forth. Patriotic Dabber said, grow up. This time last year, Devin White was getting all the reps. I got to grow up. And he just been getting, then 6 days later, Jamar Chase made him look like what I already said was going to happen. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. And then if your rebuttal to him being burnt toast, if your rebuttal to Ringo being burnt toast is he's going up against Jamar Chase, those are the guys he's going to be going up against, bro. Do we not understand that those are the guys he will be going up against regardless? Regardless, those are the guys he's going to be going up against. So let's make certain things make sense when we talking about what we talking about, man. Make certain things make sense when we talking about what we gonna be talking about. I'm just here to see the six. I'm just here to see the team win. That's it. I'm just here to see the team win. You know what I mean? I'm just here to see the team win, man. I'm just here to see the best people succeed. You know what I mean? I'm just here to see the best people succeed. I'm just here to see the best people succeed. That's it, man. It's all about repeating, and people don't understand. People don't understand that I would give one of our young, successful players up for this Eagles repeat. It's about repeating. You know, there's only like five franchises that ever do something like probably 3 or 4. I don't know. Would you repeat at the cost of a Nolan Smith or a Jalen Hunt? I would, bro. I would. If we had to trade Nolan Smith and get that one player that will help us repeat winning the championship, it's worth it. Are we kidding here? Are we? That's how serious I am about a repeat. If you could fast forward and say that this move guarantees you a championship, if you trade this player, I would absolutely, I would do it. I would do it. I'm not about holding on to great young promising players. I'm not about that, bro. And then it's not doing nothing. That's why I am one of those guys that think that they should trade Michael Parsons, because you're not going to win a championship with him. You're not going to win a championship with Michael Parsons, Dak Prescott. You're not going to win with Dak Prescott being your quarterback. You're not going to win with Jerry Jones being your owner. Why just keep spending money? I'm just logical, bro. Like, we're the championship. We're not the ringless peasants anymore. And I think people forget that. They forget that. I want to repeat. The first steps to repeating is getting the first one out the way. The first steps to repeating is getting the first one out the way. Nobody's off limits if you about to repeat. I don't care what y'all say, bro. Nobody's off limits. If it comes down to a repeat, nobody's off limits. Now, I understand certain guys we would just not move away from because you need them to repeat. You need them to repeat. Cool, I got it. But you mean to tell me that if you could look in the crystal ball and see the additions that you have to add to the team, and you have to lose a Jalen Hunt or a Nolan Smith or Jordan Davis to repeat, you wouldn't do it? You wouldn't do it? Repeat Super Bowl champions, those franchises are amongst the best franchises to ever play. It just is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. It's about winning at all costs, man. So I'm okay with the front office holding some guys out. I'm cool with it. I'm okay with the front office holding some guys out. You wouldn't do it because you want to hold on to the player. You would hold on to you want to hold on to the player. That's the loser that used to be in us. I want stuff in the trophy cabinet. New players come every year. New players come every year. I want to hold on to the trophy. I want to win championships. And you have to lose players sometimes to do it. We lost CJ. I just don't think we got back enough in that loss. You see what I'm saying? I don't think we got back enough in that loss. I don't want to have that. Look at the Dallas Cowboys. They're upset right now because they think Micah was ranked too low in the top 100. They think Lamb was ranked too low in the top 100. They're livid. Oh, it's not 35 players ranked higher than Michael Parsons. That's all they have to live for. We don't want to live like that. That's all they have to live for. Jaden Daniels, 9 times out of 10, is going to be ranked higher than Jalen Hurts in the top 100 list. 9 times out of 10. Commanders fans will drop a parade. Commanders fans will have a party in the streets of D.C., but who dropping the banner September 4th? Mark my words. If Jaden Daniels is ranked higher than Jalen Hurts, that's all they're going to talk about. That's all they're going to talk about. But who hoisted the Lombardi? Who is dropping the banner? That's all. That's what they can't do. If A.J. Brown had to leave for us to repeat, I'm pressing the button. Me too. Are you kidding me? I'm pressing the button. But I know that's an unlikely scenario because you can't win without A.J. Brown. You can't win without A.J. Brown. You can't win without Jalen Hurts. You can't win without Saquon. You can't win without certain guys on the O-line. You can't. Can you win without Nolan Smith? If the trade gets you another player back, yeah, you can, bro. You can. I believe you can. Certain guys you're going to press that button on. And this is the narrative that I hate right here. This is the narrative that I hate right here. I hate this narrative. If Howie pull that trade off and bring Parsons to the Eagles to play next to Jalen Carter, the NFL going to investigate Howie. I don't like this narrative at all. I don't like this narrative because Jerry Jones would never trade Michael Parsons to the Philadelphia Eagles. Jerry Jones would never do that. Howie Roseman wouldn't even call them for Michael Parsons. So the rumors that we're in the running to trade for Michael Parsons have to be absolutely asinine. Why would we give up that much capital? We got 13 picks. Why would we give up that much capital for a player we got to sign? When we got guys on rookie deals that produce more in the postseason. Nolan Smith, Jalen Hunt produce more in the postseason than Michael Parsons. When it's time to put something in the trophy cabinet, they produce more. We would lose capital. We would lose one of those players, and we got to pay Michael Parsons. For what? He don't move the needle. Does Michael Parsons next to Jalen Carter, does that make us better than what we was last year? Does that make us better than what we won without Reddick? Talk about it. Does that make us better than what we was last year? No. Has Michael Parsons ever played on a number one defense? No. Michael Parsons need us more than we need him. We just won a Super Bowl. We don't need Michael Parsons or Myles Garrett to win the Super Bowl. We don't. To win that Super Bowl, to repeat, we need another cornerback and another safety, and we repeat. Another cornerback and another safety, and we repeat. Michael Parsons don't move the needle. We just won the bowl. How much further do you want the needle to move? We just won the bowl. Stop being enamored by these names. Stop being enamored by these names. We just won the bowl. Jahad Campbell will be a way better fit for the Philadelphia Eagles this year than Michael Parsons could ever be. Michael Parsons can't cover like Jahad Campbell. We just won the bowl. We don't need names. We need guys that can play within this system, and we need guys to do their job on a night in and night out basis. You know what I'm saying? We need guys to do their job on a night in and night out basis. You know what I mean? On a night in and night out basis. And once that happens, we good. Once that happened, we good. AJ Brown leaving. Nobody's saying AJ Brown leaving. We throwing out hypotheticals. I'm off the Simmons train. I'm off the Simmons train. You know what I'm saying? I'm off the Simmons train. I want Kyle Duggar out I want Kyle Duggar out of New England. I want Kyle Duggar out of New England. LB, they don't understand we a complete team. 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 But you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to see, man. But, yo, camp is over. We got about 2 weeks to the season start. 2 weeks to week 1. 2 weeks to the chase for the Lombardi happens all over again. What we going to do? Are we going to get a notification on our phone that something has happened in the cornerback room? I think cornerback is a little more pressing, to be honest. Because if you go get Stephon Gilmore and pair him with Jaquarian Bennett, and maybe if you keep in Adoree Jackson or Kelee Ringo as a third guy, I think that works out for you. I think that works out for you. I think cornerback is a little more pressing for sure. But we're going to see, man. We're going to see, man. Thank y'all for tapping in, man. 510 people in the building. More content coming this week. Y'all know the vibes, man.
Broken crayons, still colors, 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 colors.